Paul, thank you again for just deciding to participate in this. I know that your time is very limited, so I really, really appreciate you for taking the time out to schedule the interview and say, I'm going to do it. I wanted to give a little bit of a backstory about the series for the people who may watch your episode as their first episode. The Life of a Dreamer series is something that I wanted to start because I feel like it's just really important to follow the journey of other creatives and what they're doing and people that are operating in passion, and hopefully to get some insight, to give some insight to people that might be watching who want to do maybe the same thing, or maybe they want to do something different, but they want to see someone who looks like them that has done it, or has done something out of the norm. So I think a lot of times it starts with a dream. It always starts with a dream. And then that dream becomes the action steps and things like that. So that's why I titled it Life of a Dreamer, because dreams first. So thank you again. And before I jump into the questions, can you just kind of give us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Sure. So, my name is Shondrika, and I am a natural hairstylist and braider, as well as the owner of the Natural Shop, which is my salon, located very close, just minutes away from downtown Houston. I provide a variety of services that are aimed towards ensuring that people's curls, coils, and locks thrive. And that comes in the form of lock maintenance, as well as braid styles and twist styles, and as well as offering treatments and natural hairstylings for those who wear their natural hair on a regular basis. And so, yeah, I'm in the world of hair.
I love that. The world of hair. Thank you. Thank you for letting the people know, so that when we get into the questions, they'll understand where we're coming from. So the first thing I wanted to ask you, second now, are you pursuing your life's work? Meaning, is this the story you want to leave behind? Does your story matter to you?
I would say yes. This definitely became a calling from left field. And so I see that it is something completely bigger than myself and what I had originally went to college and graduate school for. And so it is definitely just a much bigger calling based on family history, as well as just personal experience of doing my own hair. And so I definitely feel that this is my life's work, and it will continue going on as I move forward in different future endeavors within the hair industry.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Now, before I get to the next planned question, can you tell us what you were doing before and how you, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about how you made the decision to pivot to this?
Sure. So I graduated graduate school and had moved back home because I was in Boston for school. And in that meantime, I was a barista at Starbucks. So I was slanging coffee for a number of years to all the peoples. And I was doing my own hair.
Yeah.
Just to kind of combat combat wearing a cap on my natural hair, because that actually isn't good for the hair, because cotton against it all the time can create friction and breakage. And so I actually was doing my own hair and protective stylings to avoid wearing a hat. And my coworkers were encouraging me to maybe do someone else's hair, and I said no. I said no because I have a master's degree in publishing and writing and had plans to work in the magazine industry, but that plan did not go through after interning for a magazine. And so I just decided to stay at Starbucks. It was steady money. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was steady, and I was able to kind of support myself in the capacity that I was in. And so after a number of years, I recall very vividly, it was just the smallest conversation, and it was with you on Instagram. And I remember you had said that you hope that I continue doing hair in the future, and I was like, but I don't. I do mine. I don't do anyone else's. But when you said that, that's when I actually decided to stop and think and ponder about entering the hair industry as a stylist, as opposed to any other, person.
Yeah.
And I had plans to actually open a beauty supply store and salon, just to have one, just to have something for the community that was fresh, that looked nice, so because we deserve nice things too, and we deserve to have the best salon experiences possible, no matter what style we are getting. And so I actually had a name for that business back in 2014, like while I was still in graduate school. And so,
Wow.
now fast forward 4 years, I'm contemplating kind of just actually being in the industry and getting some groundwork in as a stylist. And so I looked into cosmetology schools, saw that I wasn't going to be able to afford it in the immediate future, and just was trying to figure things out. And then I was offered an opportunity in summer of 2018 to actually be trained at work at a natural hair salon. And so I decided to take that opportunity. It avoided me, or it helped me not have to wait so long to learn
Yeah.
how to do hair and like to work with clients and things. And better yet, I was getting real world experience that you can get in cosmetology school, but it's not like essentially being an apprentice of some sort. And so it was a pivot of epic proportions. And before getting that opportunity, I thought about my family and how, in a way, I come from a line of people who have the natural gift of doing hair. I have various cousins who are able to do hair, several first cousins, people generations before me who can really do some good hair, and some have passed on. But it was the funeral of my dear Aunt Pearlie, a very distant cousin, mind you, and was just going to the funeral to pay my respects. She was a glorious 92. And I just sat and read her obituary and saw that she actually was a beautician in her day.
Oh.
And she went to Franklin Beauty School, which is known as I think it is a Black owned beauty school. So it's historically Black. And to me, that was my final confirmation that this is something that God may want me to do. And the way I thought about it was, okay, I have this talent, and I have the talent of essentially my ancestors in my blood. I might as well step into the industry, because my other relatives, they're not doing it. They know how to do hair, but they don't want to pursue it full time. And so I decided to, as a means to start and leave a legacy for my family and beyond, to actually enter the industry and make a mark in the industry so that future generations of my bloodline, because it'll be passed, they'll get it too. And so just ensuring that there is um real estate, so to speak, in the hair industry to allow for my family to have something to be connected to, as well as really enjoy the, I'd say, the black hair experience, because it is sometimes it's really hard to describe in words, but it is a wonder.
Right.
It is a wonder. It is a beast, because there's a lot of money that gets poured into this industry, and that was another reason too. It's an opportunity to make some money.
Hmm. Thank you for there's a lot that you said that I never even knew. So I'm happy that I asked and that you were willing to share. And even just the way that you speak about it, about hair and about our hair, the love of it is there. Like I would try I think it's for me, it's I love hearing people who are passionate about what they do speak about it, and those are the people that I trust the most. I'm like, okay, if you love what you do, yeah, I trust you. um so thank you for sharing that. And so I wanted to also ask, if you are the only person in your life pursuing what you're pursuing, what do you do to stay consistent and keep yourself accountable? If you have a circle of people who were in the same space as you, how did you cultivate that circle? So it's like two questions.
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. That's a good segue. Okay, so as the only family member actively in the industry, like, and when I say family, I mean extended family. I consider them close family. As the only person, I have um three main circles that I'm a part of, and they each help me in a myriad of ways. So first, I am in a braiding community called the Braiders Only membership, and I've been a member since January 2020. At the time, it was called Rebel Exclusive, based on the founder's Instagram name at the time, but we call it Rebel X for short. And it is just a community of braiders um, who care about people's hair, who care about people's edges, because black edges matter,
Mm-hmm.
and just want to be the best in our prospective cities, while also supporting each other in, in the techniques that we learn and how we grow as hairstylists. And it's a variety of different people that are in the group. It's more than just braiders. There's locticians. There's uh silk press artists. There's cosmetologists. There's people who kind of do different things at not at once, but like they offer different services in their businesses. And so that's how I keep accountable as a braider. As a beauty professional, I'm doing a program called Thriver Society, and yeah, I'm a member of Thriver Society, and I'm particularly taking a program called the Thriving Stylist Method. And so that program is helping me build my business as a business, and as a hairstylist. And it helps me with pricing. It's helping me build a website. It's helping me get myself out there as much as possible for like awareness, and to create the best experience for potential clients from the time they find me online to the time they leave my chair and beyond. And so that is the second group that I am a part of. They're super awesome too, especially as one of the few braiders in that group. That group is more so, I would say cut and color stylists. So a lot of people who are licensed and they might not even work with curly or coily hair, but because we're all hairstylists and we're all dealing with the same things, that sense of community is there across like differences, and it's like this is the coolest thing ever. And then the third group is a little more local. Is
Can you give me 1 second? I'm gonna pause. Okay. And you were saying the third group?
Yes, the third group is my salon suite. And so I have my salon suite is part of my salon suite. And when you know have your business housed with them, you're called a member. And so as a member of my salon suite, I'm connected to really thousands of people across the country in like various locations. But at my location, I've met some really, really awesome sweet neighbors, some hairstylists, a couple of estheticians, a massage therapist. And so being able to see them every day is so comforting. It lets me know that even though I'm by myself and I'm a solopreneur, I am near other people who are doing the same thing. And we're just able to just hang out and like just decompress sometimes and talk about life, or like just talk about beauty. And yeah, and like my closest neighbors to me, like across the hall and like next to me, they're the awesomest. The awesomest. It's always great to like see when they're there. I feel like I'm in school sometimes. And like I'm in a dorm and we all have our rooms, and like all of our rooms are decorated in different ways. And like I'll see people's clients walking by, and it's just like it's just great being among other beauty professionals, as opposed to like having my own storefront somewhere.
I like that perspective, and you did share a lot in it. But towards the end there, when you said what you just said, it's great to share space with other beauty professionals. I think that I love your outlook, and I hope that people who are listening will kind of take that in. So like if they're in an industry where they're surrounded by other people who might be doing something similar or the same, it's good to build community with them, as opposed to feeling like there's some sort of comparison thing, because your clients are yours and they come to you for a reason, and vice versa. So I appreciate you for sharing that, and that you're involved in so many different circles. Like the diversity of the circles is really what I'm truly inspired, because it's like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. You're in a group of braiders, but then you're also in a group that there are other beauty professionals, but they may be doing other types of styles beyond like cut and color, you said. But you all can still connect. You can still share different things and learn from each other to help yourselves grow. So I love hearing that. Now, when and if you have moments of doubt, what is one practical thing, and if you want to share more, you can, that you do to keep going?
Ooh, when do I not have doubt? I think that's many entrepreneurs, especially in the early years of their business. It's like, wait, is this gonna happen? I'm not sure. Yada yada yada. But to be completely honest, when I have moments of doubt, I just remind myself that God placed me here on purpose. I can never ever really talk about my business without talking about God, because He has played the role, not even a major role, but He played the role in me getting to where I am. I couldn't have done it on my own. not one iota, because I started at the height of the pandemic, without a lot of clients either. Like, I lost my job right before the pandemic truly started in 2019, and then by June of 2020, I had my suite. Um, I was in my suite and I was just there, and so that's what motivates me. Um, my mom, ensuring that my mom is able to enjoy her retirement.
Yeah.
Um, that's become a big thing for me now, and um, just knowing that I have something to offer,
Yeah.
that I have something of great value to offer, and the people that find me and stick with me, they value that type of service, and they value the type of care that I'm willing to um, put towards their hair. And sometimes um, I inadvertently change someone's life just by giving them a stellar salon experience that is completely different from what they've had before. And so, like, just being able to be uniquely me in this space that people would deem oversaturated, it's great. It's like there's still room to be different, and
Mm.
we don't have the capacity to service 7 billion people.
Right.
So, you know,
Thank you for sharing that as well. I mean, there's still room to be different. Girl, I'm gonna have to write that down. And I love, that you said it's real. You still have doubt, even though like you've made it. You opened at the height of the pandemic, or at the start of it. So things were, uncertain with the world, but you still were able to. You managed to thrive and come out of that. So I commend you, and that's a testimony within itself. So thank you for sharing it with the people who will watch and who may not know that. And then lastly, we often want to know what's happening next, but can you tell us what's happening for you right now? What are you up to?
right now, woo, okay. Thanks to one of my groups, the braiding group, I we have come to understand what time it is right now. And so, for those who are not familiar, the months of May, June, and July are considered braid season. And so, um, that is the season. It's essentially summer, and so that's when you know Black women and braid wearers alike, they start thinking about getting the summer braids, their vacation braids, their summer style, um, something to like go to an event in the holiday weekends, everything. And so people will start to seek out salons and stylists and braiders that can do a style for them, um, particularly before a trip. It happens very often. And so week 2 is just about to wrap up tomorrow, and it's already hitting me. It's like a big test to the brain. It's not the brain, the body.
Yeah.
It is tiring, but it's also exhilarating. I've had Starbucks twice this week, and I had my second 7 a.m. day. Tomorrow's my third 7 a.m. day. And so just lots of time in the salon as if I don't live there already.
Right.
But definitely getting into summer, and just making sure I have a balance, because what happens very often is a lot of braiders may spend like the entire days at the salon. They get home, Just go to sleep, wake up, do it again. And I did that. I had moments of doing that for like several days straight last summer. And so I'm committed this year to actually make it feel like summer for me too. To be able to work and to make the best of it, because it is a busy season. So trying to get some profits in and increase my profit margin, but also to enjoy being a human, hanging out with friends, visiting family, traveling, doing just enjoying summer just like everybody else. I do have 2 trips coming up in June. One, a personal trip to actually visit people.
Yeah.
And then the second one is for Thrivers Society. So they're doing a Thrivers Live, which is a members only business building conference. It's for 2 days, and I'm going to California. It will be my first time on the West Coast. And I will be in Monterey, so kind of like Central California. I'm looking forward to seeing the Pacific Coast, because never seen it, as well as really just the conference itself. I feel like I'm not fully grasping how powerful this event's going to be for me.
Yeah.
And just how it's going to help with the trajectory of the second half of 2022 for myself.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really excited to have that concentrated time of being able to hear from speakers. And the cool thing about it, I'm gonna say this, is that they actually will have people who are not in the hair industry, so people in other industries that can help us and just kind of have an outside perspective of like thinking of our business as a business. That's one thing that I had to adjust my thinking to when I opened 2 years ago, is that this is a business too. Like, people who do hair or who do hairstyling, this is our business. We're business owners just like everybody else. We're entrepreneurs just like everybody else. We have a tremendous amount of value, and the ones who are starting to show up see their value and price it well. We're going to be able to live our best lives too. Okay, so mic drop.
Thank you, Shondrika, for everything that you've shared tonight. And again, for your willingness to just share this space and do the interview and give us all the gems. I also feel like people will have a lot to take away from this. I hope that they heard the part about you being intentional about having a life outside of work. Even though you love what you do, you still want to spend time in other ways as well, because as you said, we're human, and you deserve that as well. So thank you again for doing this with me. I'm going to leave all of your information in the description when I post this on YouTube.
I don't know. You don't know when it's gonna happen. It's just gonna be like that.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It just says less than a minute.
Yep. You don't know it's gonna happen. Like mid-sentence. I'm serious.
Really?